With the theme Pastoral of the Pilgrimage, Hospitality, Remembrance, Evangelization, the 4th International Congress of the Commissaries of the Holy Land, gathered in Jerusalem from the 26th of November to the 2nd of December, was concluded. In the final message, Father Francesco Patton, Custos of the Holy Land, insisted on the 4 great tasks to which the commissaries are called: knowledge of the Holy Land and the invitation to the creative promotion, both of the holy places and of the tragedies that inhabit this land; the need for peace workers, the creation of initiatives of prayer and peace awareness, and finally the continuation in accompanying to the pilgrimage and the promotion of the pontifical collection Pro Terra Santa. They have been 7 days of sharing and presentation of the different realities of the Holy Land.
Prima di tutto, cioè, ci sono diversi aspetti di questo incontro. Prima di tutto è una bella occasione perché tutti.
First of all, there are different aspects of this meeting. It is a good opportunity because all the commissioners that are in different countries, different situations, can gather together to share their service, to meet, to reflect on their activities and collect some help that is needed in their concrete situations.
Fare una riflessione sulla loro attività e appunto raccogliere anche magari qualche aiuto che gli serve poi nelle loro situazioni concrete.
The commissaries of the Holy Land have their own organization within the Order of Friars Minor.
L'aspetto, per così dire, giuridico è molto importante perché in maniera
The juridical aspect is very important in a univocal and complete way from all the information, dispositions that are needed for the job and for the activities of the commissioners. According to these legislative texts, we see that the commissioner and the commissioners are entities of the order itself, as is the custody of the Holy Land. It is the mission of the order itself.
L'ordine stesso, come è anche la custodia di Terra Santa, è la missione dell'ordine stesso.
What I wish to stress to these commissaries who were here is to understand that their work is not something tacked on to the province. Not that they necessarily themselves might think that, but it might be the way that it's often viewed by some others. But it's really an essential work of their provinces, a real evangelizing work, because it reminds people that Jesus Christ was born in this land, among these people. And the fact of his birth, and the fact of his life, his death, his resurrection here, speaks volumes to the world about the historicity of Christian faith, that God's action, God's salvation, is rooted in the things of this world, and it's from this world that we journey into the full reality of the kingdom of heaven.
Our Pontifical Council for the New Evangelization encourages everyone in order to increase the number of pilgrims and the Christian presence in this land, and above all because it will help many people to understand the gospel a little better, and to find Jesus and see that they are not alone, that people from all nations come to the Holy Land to affirm their faith.
Vengono qui a Terra Santa a riaffermare la loro fede.
Well, maybe the importance of the pilgrimage is always the same today and yesterday and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, because first of all, it comes from the personal experience of faith. The faith is not a theory, not a social activity, not just a knowledge, not a science, not a political activity. Faith is a personal encounter with Christ.
In addition to the realization of the pilgrimages, the commissioners of the Holy Land carry out different tasks in the different countries.
I have 3 different entities that I must communicate with: the bishops, the province, and Jerusalem. They're my 3 priorities, so that therefore I have to have a complete accountability towards the bishops and towards the province as regards the monies for the Good Friday collection, and that's the principal task I fulfill during the year.
Commissariato del Nord Italia, un commissariato giovanissimo.
The Commissariat of Northern Italy is very young because it is only 2 years old. It is the result of the fusion that took place 2 years ago in the provinces of Northern Italy. from 6 provinces to 1 alone, and therefore there are brand new challenges because it is a vast territory. 9 million inhabitants, 60 dioceses, 15,000 parishes. So we are working hard to strengthen the relationship with the bishops, with the parishes, promote pilgrimages and the Good Friday collection, but above all we care about making the Holy Land known and loved.
E amare la Terra Santa.
De modo que los pueblos latinoamericanos sienten esto, vibran con esto.
The Latin American people feel, vibrate, manifest their faith in Jesus. We as commissioners lead this reality. We live in the midst of a population with great faith that wants to show their faith, that sincerely lives their faith and collaborates with the work of the Holy Land.
Que viven sencillamente su fe y que colaboran con toda la obra de la Tierra Santa.
The Commissariat in the Philippines has been in existence since 1952. This is my 3rd year as the Commissary of the Holy Land in the Philippines. And my main responsibility is to animate the Commissariat so that it can really be a link between the custody of the Holy Land and also the Franciscans in the Philippines and the local church, particularly the different dioceses.
In Bethlehem, the Advent began with a solemn entry in the city of the Custos of the Holy Land. On the Saturday preceding the first Sunday of Advent, as is tradition, Bethlehem celebrated welcoming the Custos Father. On his arrival in Manger Square, Father Francesco Patton was received by the civil authorities. The journey to the Basilica of the Nativity was accompanied by the Franciscan friars and the affection of the people. He was then welcomed by religious communities. On Sunday the 2nd of December, the Mass of the first Sunday of Advent, presided over by the Custos of the Holy Land in the Church of St. Catherine in Bethlehem, concluded the activities of the Congress of the Commissioners. In celebration, the ministry of the Acolyte was conferred to Brother Javier Jubal.
With this celebration, we conclude the International Conference of the Commissaries.
In his homily, the
Land.
caretaker father recalled that this liturgical season invites us to remember the first coming of Jesus, which took place here in Bethlehem, and which, moreover, calls us to wait eagerly for the final coming of the Lord Jesus. The celebration also included the nuncio in Israel and Cyprus, and apostolic delegate for Jerusalem and Palestine, Monsignor Leopoldo Girelli. At the end of the celebration, also Monsignor Girelli addressed some words of thanks and encouraged the commissioners. The commissioners, or apostles of the Holy Land spread around the world, received a cross in olive.
Penso che portino con sé anche questo forte incoraggiamento a vivere il loro servizio come un
I think they
servizio.
also bring with them this strong encouragement to live their service as a service to the order, to the Church and to the Holy Land. And they bring with them, I would say even more strongly, this spirituality of the pilgrimage that we tried to deepen this week, and that was addressed in particular on the last day, which is the spirituality of the personal encounter with Jesus. It is not simply going to a place, but living this encounter and helping others do the same.
L'andare in un luogo, ma è il vivere questo incontro ed è aiutare altre persone a vivere questo incontro.